Hello and welcome to another update video on Bitcoin. We are here on this short-term chart. Today we've seen a small pullback into our support area. The price has broken below the Sunday low. This might be our wave 4 correction. We will see if we get another low. At the moment, the price is basically just following the pattern, the pathway I shared with you guys in the last video. So you might remember in the last video, we considered together that this here might be, or we thought about it, that this here might be a B wave top that formed. After we saw an A wave to the downside, B wave to the upside, and then here a C wave to the downside could unfold. What you never know is how long is this wave C really going to be. I think price action after the US stock market opened made it quite clear that we have to at least give it more room, this wave 4 correction. And we have our support area still here, unchanged, defined between $122,490 to $119,000. Even though I have to say, maybe we have to lower it down a little bit. But bear in mind, it doesn't really matter so much because it's not an invalidation point anyway. Why do I say we might have to lower it down? Because I still have it placed against this swing high from Sunday. But if this really was the third wave which formed here on Friday, I might need to reduce it down a little bit. It wouldn't change much, but it would send it down to 118.3K. But please note that it's more about a decisive break, yeah? So what we don't want in this wave 4, we don't want a decisive break below the 50% retracement. I leave it where it is for now, because otherwise we get overlaps anyway with the other support area. It's just that at the moment, due to the, where we are at the moment, I can still label this the internal wave 4 within wave C of a larger third wave. In this area, I would say around 119K and 118K in this area, also around the green line. This is the transition area where the market will need to make a decision whether this is just wave 4, as it is here, or the A wave of a larger wave 4 in blue, B, C. Yeah, so A, B, C. Is this move down that started here on Monday? Is this wave C of 4 and we get another high directly? Or is it wave A of a larger wave 4 and we also get a bounce, but probably a weaker one, and then go down? The main support area that we talked about is currently between between $115,000 and $119,230. This is the main support area for the uptrend that started down here in September. It was the 1st of September. That's the main support area. But obviously I try to give you as much info as possible. So we talked about the upper micro support here as well, in case this is an internal wave 4. So basically, I'm not convinced that a major top has formed. Yeah, we simply have not enough information because it is so far only a 3-wave move down. If we get 5 waves down, I would first of all consider that this is just the internal wave 4. Depends a little bit on where it forms a low then, but yeah, basically that means we still haven't got any evidence that a major top has formed. What I considered yesterday, I talked about that in one of the videos, across the sector we see some potential 1-2 setups that are unfolding, okay? And some of these, like the one on Ethereum, might play out nicely as a wave 2 if Bitcoin forms this wave 4. Just a thought, just an observation, yeah? But basically, to keep it very simple, as long as we're holding 115,100, I can still consider that the white scenario here is leading and the market could eventually go higher according to the white scenario towards 130K plus. So that should give you the levels to watch. One more level I would like to add to the chart, and that's the resistance, the nearest resistance area for wave 4 in white. So what shouldn't happen now in this local downtrend is until we get 5 waves down in wave C, we shouldn't get a break above 123,060. Or in other words, a break above that level, especially if it's a decisive break, could open the door to a direct move to a new high. So it's about understanding that this year is likely, at the moment at least, likely just a pullback in a large uptrend. The downside pressure remains high locally as long as we're holding below $123,060. So that's the update on Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you're interested in additional updates, feel free to check out our membership options where you can access our Discord server as well. As a gold member, you get a lot of additional updates, charts, and so on. There are some 1-2 setups around. And also feel free to follow us on X for more charts that we don't even, some of which we don't even cover on YouTube. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.